Gonna to the game, gonna make it mine. So I gotta stay up on my brain. It's gonna be the liquor, so I can't waste time. Don't got time to worry, so I let them fly. Thinking about how the world can be a sweet place full of lies. Sometimes I wonder why, but whenever I'm in it, I'm wrapped in mine. I ain't got no patience for no dumb shit. Take a bite to the face, then I say fuck it. For all my loved ones, I ain't afraid of jumping. You want them bangers, homie, got the let the music pop, letting all the drama fly. It's all green lights, no seconds to be slide. Let the music pop, let all the drama fly. It's all green lights, no seconds to stop. Holding it down for the ones that keep me right, keeping my game tight, never gonna stop the fight. I just be vibing, I be feeling nice. I'm just trying to live and have the time of my life. This is so cool, she got me flying high. I call her my Sailor Moon. She calmed me down when I am doing fine. The music pop, letting all the drama fly. It's all green lights, no seconds to be slide. Let the music pop, letting all the drama fly. It's all green lights, no seconds to stop. Now, they gotta take my side, never backing down, so just bring it on. Yeah, yes, now, I gotta take my side, never backing down, so just bring it on. On the road, no time to pause, leaving all my doubts and shots. Yeah, I got the motherfucking key, yeah, got the letting these lanes tie up, watching them all just fly up, blazing and slashing on my arms now left. Yes, now, they gotta take my side, never backing down, so just bring it on. Yes, now, I gotta take my side, never backing down, so just bring me. I have my dollars gotta move, so zero time to waste is crucial. I'm constantly on the move, no matter what, I have to stay cool. Always putting the work till my final duel. I'ma do what I love just do, and that's how I always do. I'ma chill back, vibe and just groove. Ain't a damn thing I now to change my mood. Can't miss now. They gotta take my side. Never backing down, so just bring it on. Can't miss now. I gotta take my side. Never backing down, so just bring it on. Walking the home, he's never falling. He's always rolling. They don't want none of home. He's always rolling. He's never falling. And all his friends. Never in my life I ever had to pretend. I don't ever trip, cause it is what it is. Everybody I'm so fly. I never can touch the sky. That must be this time. Sounds like we're about to have a good night. Living on some minute, I got no time for haters. Never care what a thought I gotta say. I ain't got no time to play. Get it in, they say you play it all. This day till my hell just energy hella high. Let my mind drift by. Fly like a satellite. Up, we out of sight. Energy hella high. Let my mind drift by. Like a satellite. Up, we out of sight. Bang, bang, boogie. Head to the sky, just grooving. Feet up, I'm coolin'. Music high, boom, booming. Vibes hella right. From the nights to sunrise. We get outside the box. Like ain't that surprise. I ain't got a moment to waste time. I like California 'cause I let it shine. Goddamn wombo combos all the time. Till my very last spot. Energy hella high. Let my mind drift by. Fly like a satellite. Up, we out of sight. Energy hella high. Let my mind drift by. Fly like a satellite. Up, we out of sight. Life can be beautifully tough. So long time for fake love. I won't give up. So no time for fake love. Mind blown by the things that I've done. Speaking lyrics that got the whole crowd stunned. My music tells the story. I'ma make it to be number one. Got no time to waste the time on fake love. I listen to the words that I speak. What I rap about is how I live. This is
What up, motherfuckers? What up, motherfuckers? Little Nestor Bros, which is your boy, so say welcome back to more motherfucking Palworld, baby. So turns out I got a little bit of a cold. sinuses or what is it? Allergies. I got something. I don't know how I got it. I just woke up at 3 o'clock this morning, a.m., and all of a sudden it was just boom. My body is just like, dude, you're fucked. So, so yeah, that happened. Not exactly happy about it. So don't expect anything super duper crazy out of me. And I apologize in advance. Okay. But we're here. We're doing things and stuff. Hope everybody's having a great day, great night, whenever the fuck you're watching this. Hi. What are you doing? Oh yeah, you're still doing. But yeah, and then we got MrsMaaam coming. I need all that other stone for something else. Oh shit. Easy bulk storage. Yes. Let's make it flour. Okay. But yeah, we're back in Palworld. Ah, shit. The game did the thing where it likes to restart. Okay, we're here. Here we go. Okay, so yeah. I'm not exactly sure what the plan is here. Other than I need I need fluid or coolant. I think it's what it's called. And I don't exactly know how to get it. I know how to build it, I guess. Did I not just craft a bunch of fucking arrows? Is that not a thing that I just did? What happened to all the arrows that I built? Hi, MrsMaaam.
Hello, my love.
I know I built arrows. I was doing it.
No, you didn't.
I did. I built
Did a pal take?
I built like 700 of them.
Did a pal take them to a box?
I just looked in all the chests. Where did they go? I built like 700.
Never coming back.
Yeah, I built like 700 of them.
Oh man, we need to clean this tank this weekend.
There were fire arrows.
No, they weren't.
They were though.
No, they weren't. Fake news.
Okay, RJ. I'd like MrsMaaam back.
I need an invite code.
Okay. Alright, you ready?
Yes.
Oops. It is FP5 MZ4.
Unable to retrieve server information.
What?
FP5 MZ4. Okay, hold on.
MP5 MZ4.
M as in Mary, Z4. I said FP4.
Yes.
Hold on.
Fallopian penis 5, mini zebra 4.
You're so funny. I'm excited that I get to play tonight.
Me too. What happened to all of my arrows? I built them like we're literally out of flame organs because of it.
Fallopian, Venus, 5. What?
Mini zebras.
Z. Mini zebra is number 4.
Yes.
Somebody raided you and took them all.
Someone raided me into the what?
Somebody raided you and took them all. I've arrived.
Hi. What the fuck happened to... We're out of flame organs because of it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So, babe, what do you think?
Huh. I think you look like a sad Care Bear. Your arms go into your body.
How's that?
Better.
Nice. I have a thing in here for you.
Oh, the glider?
The
Or the
glider?
ring?
Both.
I have 11 arrows if you want them.
No, I want the ones that I built. I used up all of our flame organs to make them.
I didn't know we had flame organs.
Yeah, we had flame organs. What the I'm so confused. Where did they go?
Why am I... Yeah. Look at all these boxes.
I did look in all the boxes. I looked in every single box.
No, I said look at all these boxes as in like there's so many of them.
Yes. What? I'm so confused on where they went. Is there like a secret chest somewhere that I don't know about?
There's a bunch in the house.
I went to a few of them that were in the house, the ones that I could see.
So you have to look at the cupboards on the walls and stuff too.
I did. Chest setting. Here's... Okay, there's a bunch of money and pal spheres in here.
That's mine.
Well, I robbed you. You've been raided.
Why?
You've been raided.
Give it back.
I just took some pal spheres. That's all I took.
I don't have any pulse. I want one on me.
Tarpon, bro. What's up, Tarpon, bro? Okay, I can drop you a bunch. What's up, Tarpon, bro? How you doing? It's been a fat minute. How you doing? How's life? How's things in VR? I haven't been on VR in a very long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been ages.
Yeah, it's just been sitting on the chair. Okay, a large electric egg is going in the incubator. I need to build a production assembly line. Good, man. I've been taking breaks. Hell yeah, that's good. It's good to take breaks from VR. It's kind of toxic in there. Sometimes.
What?
Refining. Oh shit, they just made 125 ingots. That's exactly what we needed. Okay, now I just need 13 more nails.
There's nails in one of these chests.
Yeah, it counts for the ones that, 5... Okay, I'm just gonna build them in intervals. So 5, 10... Whoops. You need 13? Yeah, my head hurts when you play. Have you been wearing your glasses? Because I have not. Okay, Miss Babe, we might need to build another base.
Why?
Because the breeding farm is huge. It is ginormous.
Right now?
Well, no, I can't even place it because it's so huge.
Can we make it right next to this one?
No. Look what
And
I
it would be just for like breeding cows?
Yeah, it'd just be for fucking.
Ah. Look what you did, what?
I built a thing. I have a whole factory over here.
Yeah.
Harvesting? That's not what I want you to be doing.
Ouch.
This is sick. I have a factory in Palworld. This is awesome.
I saw these.
Oh, speaking of Pal Spheres, have you gone to the Statue of Power yet? Recently?
I don't think so.
Because that it's that dog thing with the aura. It looks like Lucario, but a statue.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Tarpon, bro. No, my head doesn't really hurt after I play VR. For some reason, I just like start getting depressed. Like either I'll like lobby hop, and then if I like don't find a lobby that I like, I'll just join a random lobby, and then I'll just be a character and just hang out in it. I'll just hide in the corner somewhere and just watch everything unfold around me. I don't know why. But that's just what happens. I'll like be Jax.
I've heard actually.
What?
I think that's pretty common.
People just randomly get depressed.
Yeah, it's the aggressive. It's a really aggressive form of gameplay, and for you to just go from one, kind of form of gameplay to suddenly you are in reality, it's a huge change.
Well, it's not like when I take it off. It's when I'm while I'm playing.
Yeah, well, it's because it's not going the way that it should in your brain.
Huh.
What is all this? Why is there so many? Why are all these treasure chests so messy?
I know. I wish we could have a pal that just organizes. Like that'd be great.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Okay, you don't do. Wait, you do. You do 4 in electric. What are you talking about? What? Okay, I need a fire pal that does grazing because we need more flame organs now. Apparently. You're 1. Whoops. I need to go to the volcano area. That's where I need to go. Oh, you're 3. Perfect. Okay, sorry, Ninetales. You're getting swapped. Okay, and then you... Ranch Master. Wait, why can't I put you in there? Can I not put you in there because you're sleeping? Okay, probably. I'll wait till you guys are awake then, I guess.
Jesus.
What Jesus?
This guy outside.
Everyone woke up and they're starving.
Oh man.
Yeah, why can't I put you in ranch?
I have one lettuce seed.
What are you doing? Where'd he go? Okay, you're hungry. I'm hungry.
Whoa, what is this?
What is what?
Giant thing. Whoa, 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 glitching. Oh.
You were glitching in Discord too.
Dolphin was born.
A what?
A gobfin was born. I don't know where he went.
A bobfin? Did it hatch?
A gobfin. Yeah.
Okay, I got a large Ferdinand egg.
Thought it did.
It went into your
well,
PAL
yeah,
box.
that's what I had.
Oh, my stream is
Yeah,
laggy
this
right
silly
now.
little guy.
What the fuck? Why is my stream laggy right now? Oh, it fixed itself. Whatever happened, I guess
This
we...
guy.
Yeah. Hold on. Can't be assigned. Why can it not be assigned? Does it not? Igniting. What the hell? What is happening? By the way,
I don't know, man.
I don't either. And it's kind of making me angry. What? Tarvin Bro said, I don't know, gang. Hey, what the fuck? It literally says Ranch Master while in a party. Okay, sometimes drops flame organs when assigned to a ranch. Why can't I set it to ranch? Oh,
He doesn't want to.
Oh no, because I literally have it set to where it cannot ranch. There you go. There, no fixed assignment. Ranch. You. Okay, now we got somebody producing flame organs. Or, yeah. It's not anymore. What do you mean it's not anymore? Of course it's not. Why would it? Okay, weapon assembly line. Okay, I could do that. I need a bunch more cement. I need 30 more cements. Okay, we'll build
You see
it.
my shark guy?
Shark guy.
Behind you.
Oh, yeah. I caught an alpha one of those.
Nice.
Yeah, they were in a cave. I call them mudkip. They're like a mudkip
They're like
sharpedo.
a shark tip. Yeah.
I love it. Thanks for the info, Tarpon Bro. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Just all of a sudden we hit a lag spike. Okay, building intervals of cement. Because then I can build an assembly line, I think. And the plan was to attach it to this, but I think I'm going to make them zigzag. You ever play Palworld, Tarpon Bro? It's pretty dope. I recommend. Okay, one more set of cement. Also, my flame arrows just randomly appeared in my inventory.
Oh. There you go.
Yeah. I don't know how. Yeah, it just popped up on the...
Magic.
I'd say. I'm okay with it though. Okay, waiting to generate electricity. So then in that case... Looks really fun. It is. It's basically a survival Pokemon. You can catch all these different Pokemon that do sets of different things. And then...
Yeah, it's like if Fallout and Pokemon had a baby.
Basically, yeah. It's on everything. Well, except VR. But PlayStation, it's free on Xbox. And then, yeah, PlayStation, Xbox, PC. I think that's it. Your Goob Fin is pretty good, Mrs.Maaam. I like him. I like his face. Oh, mobile? I don't think
He
so.
just leveled himself up to 16.
Nice.
He was just a baby. Did you see I put a couple more incubators over there?
I did see that. That's very useful. Okay, stop that. Stop doing that. Now. Blood is fuel. Armor modeled after the final war machine built in a distant land. It features self-repair system that activates when dealing damage. That sounds fucking great.
Clovey? Oh, it's cute. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Oh,
Whoa!
it's a deer.
Jesus, not anymore.
Yeah, our dude said fuck that. Oh, another deer got in. Damn.
Jesus. Okay,
What?
what is... Oh, God.
What?
Ugh.
What?
Awful. Just this floppy little body. Big, massive body.
What are you talking about?
Terrible.
What are you talking about?
It's that deer.
Oh, it's fine.
Push it out of the camp. Ugh. I can imagine how much it stinks.
It just died. It probably doesn't even
What's
stink
this?
yet.
Train tracks.
Carbon fiber, carbon fiber.
Oh, glitchy.
Uh,
Oh, glitchy.
no, I don't think it's on Nintendo. Yeah, I don't think it's on Nintendo. Okay, power's online. That's fine.
No, because Pokemon is on Nintendo.
Oh yeah, and they went through a whole lawsuit. Yeah, it was like a whole like I want to say like a year and a half, maybe 2 years of Nintendo and Palworld going at it. Yeah, they were basically doing that. But fucking what's it called? Nintendo because some of these dudes in Palworld look exactly like Pokemon. So they went to court about it, and like you can literally throw balls at them. They're called Pal Spheres, but it's basically a Pokeball. You can catch these dudes and do different things with them. Heat resistant, metal armor. Oh, I need refined ingots. God damn it. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, they went to court about it, and Palworld ended up winning. So now fucking Palworld is
Yeah,
just
because
popping.
Pokemon doesn't own the right to throw any ball at any, you know.
Well, apparently, what really set the deal was Palworld brought up a really old video of some random kid that basically made a Pokemon game, and literally the character was Ash, but they named him Red Hat Guy, and then they called the Pokemon something else, and it was basically just a shitty, like a really shitty Pokemon game, and Pokemon never went after them, and apparently that's what ended up making them win. Is because they brought up that old clip.
Mm-hmm.
What?
$250. This man, you want to see Gyarados work?
Sure.
He's over here watering the mill thing.
Jesus.
I need 100 more stones, and then I need 15 flame organs, and I can build a saddle so I can ride him. You know, Tarpon Bro, if
Looking for more saddles.
you're looking for more saddles,
Yeah. There we
uh,
go.
we should get you to catch the Elphidran, that little dragonfly looking thing.
Yeah, I have a saddle for that now.
But you don't have one caught.
No.
Okay. We can go to where it is while these guys are all working on this.
Well, I have to build a saddle.
Okay. I gotta get my pals back. Pal management. Okay, you gotta come back. You gotta come back. While flying, movement speed is in... Oh, yeah, dude. The Alpha Dran... We can get you an Alpha one. Okay, so I got a flying, I got my Chillet. What else did I want on the team? Oh, Absol. Felbat. You. What do you do? Making medicine? Yeah, you're basically Darkrai. Well, you look more like Absol. Absol and Darkrai had a baby. Okay, but do I actually want you on the team? Is that something that I want? Attack is 171. What do you do? While fighting together, grants player and Hellbat lifesteal effect. Restores 5% of damage dealt. Oh, dude. Hells yeah. You're gonna be on the team. Sure, fuck yeah. Alright. Ready to go, Miss Babe? You got a flying guy?
Anti-gravity belt.
Oh, I have eggs. I have eggs that need to go in.
Okay, yes, almost.
Yeah, so everything but mobile and Nintendo. There are mobile games that are, like Palworld, but it's not like this Palworld game. It's basically like those mobile games where you sit there and grind for whatever. For no in particular reason, and then you get sick of them after a while. Because that's what happened to me. If it happens to me, it'll happen to you. Okay, I gotta go drop some shit off, and then I'm gonna make my way... What?
Where's the saddles? How do you make...
What do you
Where
mean?
do you make saddles?
That, the pink workbench.
You need to craft one. Pink. Okay. What are these? I need a palladium fragment. We have those.
Someone's working on them. Or my dude was working on them. They're over here in the mill. Your dude's watering it.
Wire. It has to water
Yeah, that's the only way it works.
to get it to...
Otherwise,
Oh.
on the cliff over to the south, there are some rocks that you can mine for it.
Okay. One of these. Their prediction. Oh, man, that's gonna take a little while. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I started paying Ezra to do chores.
Paying him in what, candy?
Chocolates, yeah.
Sounds
Okay, you
right.
help me put your clothes away. You get 2 chocolates. 1, 2. Hey, help me sort Daddy's underwear.
Oh yeah, Tarpon Bro, it's on PlayStation. Well, at least Ezra has to touch my underwear and not you.
I also touch your underwear.
Gross. Cooties all over my groin clothes.
I'm gonna put cooties all over your face.
Oh, I don't want cooties on my face. That's yucks. Alright, so coal and ore. I need to make my way over to... 10 minutes, you gotta go? Alright, peace out, dude. Early peace out. Have a good night. In case it happens and I'm in the unawares. Mrs.Maaam and I are gonna go off on an adventure. Like Kid Cudi.
I wanna get that tattoo.
I'm gonna put an expedition in progress. A visitor has entered the base. A wandering merchant. What do you got? You'll never believe what this guy sells.
What?
A palladium fragments.
In exchange of... You're getting injured.
I'm getting it. Oh yeah, I'm getting burned.
Yep.
In place of coin. Egg incubator. No. Son of a bitch. Easy bulk storage. Yes, put that away. This. When used by pals, when used by pals. When used by pals. And then put that in there. Sure, and then put that in there. And then... Sure, and then put that in there. Cool. Alright, you ready, MrsMaaam?
I want to fly. I'm making a flying saddle.
For what dude?
For a Nightwing.
Okay. Did I get a haircut? Probably since the last time you got here. I normally get a haircut and try to keep my hair at this length. Where I can still style it somewhat kind of crazy, but also keep it out of my face and keep me from looking weird.
Weird.
Yeah, looking weird. Oh, also,
What does that mean?
Because like the top of my hair will stay down, but my sides will poof out.
That's how you style it.
No, that's just what happens. This is what it does. And I'm not the biggest fan of it.
I liked it like that.
No, I like it where it's all
You used to like
spiky.
it like that.
No. Okay. Charmander! What up, Charmander?
I'm like level 13.
On the PAL screen? What's a PAL screen?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Okay, what's a PAL screen?
Ice cream, ice cream. Oh, I do have one.
You have a what? A Hellraiser? Just cleaned up from dinner and chilling. Fuck yeah, Charmander. That's awesome. Oh my
Look at me
god.
go.
Can you fly?
Oh, how do I fly?
You jump.
Right.
Look at you go, Mrs.Maaam.
This guy's silly. He's super cute.
Whoa! Look at us go.
His little wings don't look big enough for his body.
This is like a little T-Rex.
Yeah. Where are we going?
I need to go to the volcano area. But, there's a boss that I haven't. Or
Oh! Oh! Whoa! I didn't know that they had stamina.
no. Also, the buttons on the bottom right are their attacks. And if you use an attack with your ring on, the mercy ring, it won't kill them. So that way you can actually throw pal spheres effectively.
Gotcha.
Charmander says, "Look at his small wings."
Yeah, it's like a little butterfly dragon. Am I going the right way? Hold on. Let me look.
So okay, there's a boss towards like the middle up-ish, and it looks like Mewtwo.
Okay.
In that,
I don't have it discovered.
I don't either. So towards the Moss and Forest is where we're gonna go. On the way, we need to look for green statues. Oh wait, there's a base over there. We gotta go fuck them up. Fuck them up and steal their Pokemon.
It was not aimed. Ah, out of stamina. Oh no!
Do you want to release this little guy?
What little guy?
He's in a cage.
Aww, he looks like a little Eevee. Dismount. Dis
Gotta hold the X button. Yep.
Dismount? Nope.
Are you ready to keep going?
I lost which way you go.
I went up. Now I'm going down.
Apparently this guy has no stamina.
But I think it has infinite water stamina, so you can just swim, no problem. Oh no, 1 minute left and Tarpon Bro's gotta go. Supply drop and...
Sudden supply drop?
Yeah, I don't know where... Oh, I found it. I see
Hear
it.
it.
It's
Oh, yeah.
I've never actually seen it. I think the supply drop is the meteor? Oh. Nice. This ram just killed all the thugs that were blocking it. Hey Charmander, remember when we played Spyro? This game kind of reminds me of that whenever I'm like battling stuff. Okay, I gotta get out of here. I gotta not. Uh-oh. What? That's not the... Alright, what's in here? Ooh!
An egg.
MrsMaaam, you'll want what's in here. You activated this fast travel?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, cool.
What's that purpley thing?
A dude.
Oh, he moved.
You can catch this Incineram.
Ah.
Oh no, this baby, you're on fire! Whoa! Ouch.
Stay in my ball.
Yeah, my life kind of depends on it. He's attacking me!
What the fuck? Why? Stay in my ball. It was fun for you.
You didn't go to the statue before we left, did you? The statue of power at the base?
No.
Because that statue ups your catch rate.
Nice.
Charmander, can you send them to the Squish realm? Pretty please. Whoops. Ow. Ouch. What the fuck? Oh, did you end up catching that Incineram? Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, there's a couple more of these loot moons if you want one. Those little cats I was just fighting.
Yeah.
Nice. Ow. Ouch.
Well, that was a pretty sick dodge.
Just get in my ball.
Yeah, this stupid cat is giving me a run for my money right now. Ow. Ow times 2.
Okay, desert.
It chose the death option.
Yeah.
Ow. Son of a bitch. This bird is about to choose the death option. Cocksucker.
Oh.
Stay in the ball. You're at 1 HP. There is no point in fighting anymore. Thank you. Jesus. Alright. HomieBabe.
MrsMaaam.
Yeah.
We are headed to the west.
I have lost sight of you. You were going west?
I'm up this.
Okay. Making my way up this. Oh,
There
there's
you
a
are.
giant egg up here. This egg is huge.
Get it.
Huge dragon egg? Oh, I cannot wait to incubate that.
The person.
Person?
Dr. Braun,
Dr. Braun?
I guess. All dressed in white.
The fuck?
Genius scientist. Why? Something is fighting us.